Hello farmers, welcome back to No Man's Land. Yes, I am planting the wheat already. I'm about maybe 75% done. The one thing I am noticing though, because I did not spray any digestate on this field, I am going through the artificial fertilizer at a decent rate. But I think I can finish the field with the fertilizer I do have. But yeah, spraying the fields with digestate will definitely save me on artificial fertilizer. We already knew that, but I didn't really realize it was going to be this much. But anywho, we are using the John Deere 9R to plant in this field. And you may be saying, well, you don't have the crop sensors on here, but now, as I know, yeah, the crop sensors only work if there's foliage on the ground, so the crop sensors don't matter when you're planting. So it's not that big of a deal. I was kind of curious, so when I came in the field to plant, I'm like, is it going to say it's planting for wheat? And yes, it does say that. So it knows we're planting wheat. I guess it just puts down the amount of fertilizer it thinks it needs for the crop you're planting and the soil type it is. Then, of course, later on, when the crop grows, we'll come in with the crop sensors. The crop sensors determine by the foliage of the leaves on the crop how much more fertilizer it needs, if any. I'm assuming that's the way it works now. Hopefully. But anyways, in between episodes, yeah, you may notice the money has gone up quite a bit, so I've been taking care of putting cut sugar beet into the BGA. We brought down a tanker of slurry to the BGA. I've brought down all the manure from the pigs and the cows down to the BGA. So the BGA has been working, and as you can see, we're up to $126,000. I was, for a little while, making about $15,000 an hour, but that's kind of come down because I think it has processed all the manure. I think it has. So now it's just like sugar beet and maybe some slurry. Maybe, something like that. I've also gotten ready for tomorrow, the month of October. I got the 9T over by the soybean field ready for harvesting soybeans. I got the Lexian up by the sunflowers with the header on up there so we can start harvesting some sunflowers. And that's what I want to do here at the second half of this episode, is get to harvesting the soybeans and sunflowers. Sunbeans. Soybeans and sunflowers. Soybeans, definitely want to get that done because we sold our fuel station that sells diesel, and we put down just holding tanks. So right now I only got one holding tank that's got some diesel in there, so I don't want to have to drive over there. So I want to get the soybeans harvested and then of course making some more diesel so I can get all of my containers full with fuel. That way I don't have to run around here, there, everywhere to fuel on up. I did fuel up the Kubota, but I think there's another tractor somewhere that might be... Oh, it might be the Landini. So, not too concerned about the Landini. But any other tractor, I probably could use some fuel there. Let's see, what else have I done? I took care of the sheep, meaning the wool from the sheep on over to tight knit, so we can start making some fabric. Then, of course, we can start making some clothing. Another thing I noticed, though, with our production building, so I was checking it on out, I was checking on seeing how the grapes were doing, you know, being turned into raisins, and they are turning into raisins, but it wasn't distributing the raisins. I was like, well, I got that on distribute, and I went to the cereal production. I'm like, okay, it says active, you know, priority 10, but I didn't have the cereal production on, so it's not going to distribute to buildings unless they're turned on. I don't know if that was always that way, or is that part of the mod? I have no idea, but I turned on the cereal production. So now we are making cereal, and yes, the raisins, immediately after I turned it on, after I reached another hour, all the raisins I had went right on over to the cereal production. I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure that's working properly, and it is. Oh, I've also sold all the wood chips from the sawmills because they were getting kind of full on the wood chips. That didn't bring in a whole bunch. I mean, I brought in maybe like 9,000 liters of wood chips, and I got like maybe just under $1,000 for it. That's wood chips for you. I am hoping I can finish this field here with the fertilizer I got. That does bring up another thing, though. When I topped this horse seeder off before I came over here, filling up with seed and fertilizer, our seed production building, which is right there, yeah, I wish that pipe that fills these up was just a little bit taller and longer. Getting this seed drill underneath that to fill on up is kind of tight, and the 9R does not drive underneath that, so I kind of had to back it in, wiggle it in. It might be intended for us to actually use like an auger wagon to go in there and grab seed and put it in an auger wagon, then go to the field and top off your drills and planters. I should have enough fertilizer to get this done. If I remember correctly, if I were to put digestate down in this field and then come and plant in here, I think my fertilizer percentage used to only drop down like 80 some odd percent. And now I'm about ready to use a full tank of fertilizer. So that's where spraying digestate can kind of come in handy. Save you pennies here and there on fertilizer. Although we don't pay for our fertilizer now because we're making it. But you're still paying for it in a way because everything takes material to make. And material is something that you could sell and make money elsewhere. But, I mean, we're saving money by making our fertilizer. So I don't want to say it doesn't cost nothing for fertilizer because I think it's manure and water. So water is free. I mean, we get the manure free from the animals, but I could sell the manure down at the BGA and bring in a whole bunch of cash. But you get what I'm saying about that. So, yeah, even though I say the fertilizer is free, it is, but we had to pay for the production building, yada, yada, yada. So this is the only field we have to plant in the fall. Everything else will be in the spring. So this field is just about perfect for the amount of fertilizer that I needed. I hope. Yeah, I should be able to finish it. Not by much, but we're going to finish it. Then, of course, in the springtime, we'll be over here in our Kubota with the fertilizer and putting down the correct amount that we will need with crop sensors on. But for now, this field is good. And I am pretty much good now for the month of September. Don't really have any other work to do other than taking care of the BGA with the cut sugar beet. I still have just under 300,000 liters of sugar beet to be processed. So every hour I got to go down there and just keep putting cut sugar beet into there. Yeah, so there's our seed production building. You can see the pipe coming out. Wish that was a little bit higher or maybe angled up and also extended out a little bit further, just to make life a little bit easier. Can't remember if I repaired my drill at the end of the spring or not. Paint condition is terrible. $40 to repair, so we'll do that. Paint condition, no one cares about the paint. Well, maybe some people do. I like actually seeing my equipment wear on down and show its life a little bit. Now, I am hoping for a good amount of money when we wake up, and we should have it. The reason being, I do want to buy another trailer because we're going to be trying to doing 2 different harvests tomorrow morning in the month of October. And I think I picked up my trailer, but I kind of forgot I do not have the header for cutting corn on the forage harvester. And we need to be doing that tomorrow. And that header alone cost 120 grand. So right now I barely have enough money to cover that. But I'm guessing by the time we wake up in the morning, we're going to have like 200 grand. Maybe a little bit more, I'm hoping for. Back that up just a little bit and drop that off. And we'll keep the 9R right there. There we go. We're all set there. The animals should be pretty much all set, but I will take care of the cows before I call it a night. But this is what I've been doing every hour, so now I'll speed up some time. And you can see how much money we're making per hour currently. So we'll just say we're at 127. We'll round it up. So yeah, I'm still making about 13 grand an hour. That's all from the BGA. Well, the sawmills as well. And whatever the big red barn is doing. But yeah, I just got to keep coming over here, putting some sugar beet in. The longest process is actually filling the auger wagon back up with sugar beet. That silo we got for the root crop takes a while. So right now we're sitting at 140,000. Actually, I have not checked the store in the afternoon hours. What's up for sale? This is new. Well, not new. This is new on the sales item. But everything else, not too much interested in. I am hoping, well, I mean, it's going to be a long shot, but this is the header that we need to buy in the morning. This will be for corn. All that I want it for is corn, really. But I think I probably am going to sell, when I grab the Big X, Where is it? I probably am going to sell this because we did cut the grass and we got 250,000 liters. I should be getting over 300,000. And a couple of you, when I did that, said, yeah, that is a thing with the forage harvester. So I don't think I'll want to be cutting grass for this, although I could use it on other materials to turn into, you know, chaff. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and sell that so I can get some money from there. All right, so there's the BGA topped off. So I'm going to be here for a while doing this. I may not even sleep during the night, but just keep on doing this all night long, I think, every hour. And I will see you in the morning of October. And we should have, I mean, October is going to be busy. Grass field, corn, soybeans, sunflowers. They're all going to be ready for harvesting. And then, yeah, I'm just trying to think what else we need to do. But that's enough to think about right now. All right, I'll see you in the morning. A beautiful October morning, although it did rain from like about 4 a.m. to about 7 or 8 a.m. somewhere around there. But the skies are clearing, so we can get to harvesting. You can see we're up to $280,000 in the bank account. It took me a half hour in real time to get through the night doing the sugar beet. Got plenty of sugar beet left, but halfway through the process last night, I was thinking, why am I putting cut sugar beet into the bio grinder? And in case you forgot like I did, I put down the bio grinder because I can just put regular sugar beet in there and the bio grinder will grind up the sugar beet for me. So I was leasing that auger wagon to do the cut sugar beet. Don't really need it. Now, the one thing I will say about the bio grinder is we can process 25,000 liters of cut sugar beet per hour. The bio grinder is processing sugar beet and the cut sugar beet at a rate of maybe like 9,000 liters per hour, so it's a little bit slower, but it does save me from having to lease the auger wagon. So if you're wondering what I'm doing here, that is the mower that we used for the grass field last time, and yeah, we're going to say goodbye to that, just because the yield on that was just terrible. So we're going to go in here and let's see, we're going to repair for $14. Yeah, we'll get a little bit more money from that. And of course we want to sell that, please. Thank you. That's going to make our bank account look really good for just a little bit. So while we're here, I have not checked the store. So what is on sale here? A cultivator, a shallow cultivator, and this is a wood chipper. Although straw bales use come to ground. Oh, that's a bale shredder. Okay, I don't remember seeing. I never did the Anderson pack in 19, so I wasn't familiar with that. But that's what's for sale, but that's nothing what we're looking for. All right, so forage harvest headers. Let's come on down here because we're going to need this today. So might as well go ahead and buy it. Make sure it's for corn. Yep, it's for corn. Anything special we can do with it? Nope. So let's go ahead and buy it for 120 grand. That is needed. Thank you. And while we're here, let's back on up. Back up again. So trailers. And the trailer that we're going to be buying is going to be, I think, the triple hopper. Now, I'm hoping that stands for what I think it means. It means that we should be able to put 3 different types of crops in there because it'll have different bays. I'm just checking everything else. So it is 75 grand. Hopefully, I'm correct on this. Nope, I don't want. Why did I hit back? I don't know. That's what I want to do. Oh, I can't see in here. Can I remove the cover somehow? So I can see. I guess I'm not going to know until I buy it, right? Main color. I think we'll stick with white just because. Cover color. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. And license plate, yeah, whatever. That's fine. 76 grand for that, so let's go ahead and buy that. Hopefully it's what I think it is. So a couple ways to find out is, well, not with this, but whoops, the engine was already running. I'll hitch up the header to the big X. So this header is going to be for the corn. Now we'll chop up the corn and we'll get a whole bunch of chaff. Not going to get to that this episode. That'll be next episode, I do believe. So we'll hook that up and just leave that there. Yeah, so basically I brought down our other trailer to the BGA and it was filling that up with sugar beet and putting it in to the bio grinder. Yep, should be 3 different hoppers. So I could actually technically put 3 different types of grain in here. So this would be kind of handy for many reasons. One, I can put different grains in here. That's the main thing. The only thing I was going to check and I kind of forgot. This was basically what I was getting it for is the corn meal. Corn and soy meal from our diesel and ethanol production. Wait, oh, here it is. Does that take... Oh no, it doesn't take it. Oh! See, that's why you should be checking things, Peanut, but you didn't. But every other trailer will take it. No, that trailer doesn't take it. It's kind of weird that some trailers will take it, other ones will not. Interesting. Oh well. I mean, it's still going to come in handy either way. I mean, you can still put all of the same crop in all 3 bins. Well, this is going to be driven over to the soybean field. And we're going to get one of the Franks to start harvesting in the 9T for soybean. And I'll leave the Mac Anthem here on this trailer here so I can drive up to the 9T when they're full and unload them. We're going to be in the I keep wanting to say Lexion combine. You know what, I'm just going to cut right through here. Why not? It's nice and flat. And I do have the trailer up there. I can, since I'm driving the combine, I can drive the combine over to the trailer, unload the sunflowers into there. So we'll be swapping back and forth a little bit here and there. Yeah, I want to get that diesel production up and going. I'll park that there. Alright, Mr. 9T. Let's go ahead and unfold the combine because that's always helpful. Alright, we'll come into here, of course. Create job. And we are over here. Do that, and then create a course. Headlands, I think 2 is more than enough. Alright, we are starting on the other side of the field. Don't know how the soybeans are going to harvest, but I'm trying to remember if I planted soybeans in this field before. Even if I did know I planted them here, I don't remember how well the harvest went, but we get what we get off the field. Alright, I always start 4-course play until I get past the starting point. No straw from soybean. Well, I do believe there's mods out there where you can get straw just about off any crop that you want. Alright, and now hire a worker. Looks like Frank Jr. will be piloting the 9T this morning. So now we're going to come over to here. Oops. I say come over to here. There we go. Let's unfold that header. Let's unfold the combine. And the sunflowers are only made for making sunflower oil. Should make some quick work of these fields here. Well, at least this field will be a quick one. The field up and over should be a rather interesting one because we got the beehives in there, so I'll have to kind of manage my way around those and see how I want to approach harvesting that field. It'll be the first time doing it, so we'll learn as we go. Looks like we're getting a decent amount of sunflowers off the field here. So what does it mean? Okay, so I still got about $140,000 in the bank account, so that's a pretty good amount. slowly getting all the equipment that we need to run the farm the way we're trying to anyways. We got a few more big expenses. And of course, if I get back into root crop harvesting, the harvester that I showed you will probably end up buying that. So, but I'm saying probably like this, like another $1 million in equipment that I'll be buying at most, unless we get into more productions. Tractors, you know, the only way I'm going to buy a tractor is if I trade in one. I don't need more than what we have, I think. Harvesters, yeah, we'll need a harvester for the olives. And then, of course, for the root crop harvesting, we'll need that harvester for the headers. But even then, yeah, I don't think it's even $1 million, I think. And with the amount of money we got coming in now, we're golden. We're all good. Well, the soybeans must be harvesting a little bit better than the sunflowers, because I just got the message that Frank Jr. is full. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn this off right here for a moment. Let's go ahead and take care of Frank Jr. because I am paying him. So where is he? He's right over here. And we shouldn't have no problem unloading from the 9T anymore. Issues before were because we had the 60-foot header on there, and the pipe on the 9T doesn't quite reach out that far, so we had to sneak in there. But now we should be more than okay. I guess the only tricky part about the triple bend now is when I fill up one bend, it's not going to fill up anymore, is it? I'll have to get the pipe over the typical bend that I want it to go in. So the only downfall of this trailer, the one thing I bought it for, this trailer does not take it. So, will I keep my hands on this trailer? For now, I will. But what will I do in the future? Probably sell it and get a different one. I think we got him emptied on out. And I know there's many other trailers out there that can do the same thing that this one does, but just have to make sure it takes corn and soy meal. That's what I wanted to do. And let me jump back over to our tractor. Yeah, tractor. Combine. Get back to work here. Harvest is going decently here. I think I'll get a full load on the combine off this field, which is nice. I actually do have a good amount of sunflower oil to sell already, because we are growing sunflowers in our garden. So that's been making oil little by little, and it's piling up. But hopefully we can hold out until, I think it's December, or maybe it's February. I know it's the winter month. Somewhere between December, January, February, somewhere in there is when the best price is. We do got some canola oil as well. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and empty on out, because I don't want to get down to the other end of the field and not have enough to get back. So we're up here. Let's go ahead and unload. Yeah, so I have turned off the mod I mentioned last episode of the manual unloading from the combines. That mod had an update, and when I updated it, it kind of froze my game. So if you're having the same issue, I just mentioned it last episode, but in case you missed it, and you're having that issue, you may want to check if you're running the manual discharge. You may want to turn that mod off and see if that fixes your problem. Probably a mod conflict somewhere, somehow. Alright, I'm going to finish up this field here, and then we'll go take care of Frank Jr. before I get started on the other sunflower field. Finished up the first sunflower field. Now I'm just waiting for Frank Jr. to get down here and turn around so the pipe is on the correct side and we can unload him as he keeps on harvesting. Probably will have actually a look at some trailers, some modded trailers, after we get done with this soybean harvest. And maybe just sell this trailer right back, because the sooner I sell it back, the more I'll get back on it. Not that it's that big of a deal, but the only downfall is, yeah, it just doesn't take the soy meal or the corn meal. And really, I'd rather just have a 2-bin trailer rather than a 3-bin. So that one's full. Fill up the middle one. That one's full. And the combine is now empty. Park this right over here. So far 30,000 liters of soybean, so that's going to help us out pretty good on the diesel production. Meanwhile, this field here, now this field here should produce pretty darn well. Actually, let me get out and I want to check the field itself, because we got beehives everywhere here in this sunflower field. And what's the yield? So about 2% under what the yield potential could be, for the most part. But overall, I think it's going to be a good yield either way, because the field is a lot bigger than it used to be. And I'm probably not going to get it all done this episode. Just going around a few times. I wonder how coarse play would handle this with all the beehives in it. Not too sure. I think it would do a rather decent job. I think around the beehives I might have a hard time going around in a circle around it. Although the Lexian can take tight corners. But I think every time I do a headland, I may actually have to dump off into the trailer, because the side of this field alone, I may fill up the combine going around just once. Well, not even close to a full combine load, but still 2/3 full. That's not too bad. But then again, every time I go around, it's going to be less and less, because the radius of the field gets smaller and smaller. Let's put some in the front of this trailer here. Should be a good amount of sunflower off both fields here. I'm wondering about, I think I'm going to be able to fill this trailer rather easily. Alright, before I continue on another headland, let me turn that off here. Let's go. How about Frank Jr.? I want to keep him on the go. And I actually may go deliver these soybeans and start the diesel process, because I'm pretty sure he's going to fill up, well, maybe not fill the trailer, but trying to see how much he's got in the tank. He's not too full, but he's full enough. Is course play going to stop at the end of the headland here? Did not turn? Perfect. Now let's go deliver this over to the diesel production, get that started on up. because I'm pretty sure the amount of soybean I got left, it's going to fill the trailer anyways, and I'll have to go back for a second trip. Let's put the cover over that. Now, it is a nice trailer, just that, yeah, it's just too bad I didn't take the soy meal and corn meal. Actually, let me cut across here. Yeah, I probably should make a road out to here somehow. Let's cut out into the fire department. So far, the trees are behaving themselves today, but I think it's actually the month of November is where I get the flickering trees. So far today, they're doing rather well. So yeah, as for this month here, a lot of harvesting to do. You can see the cornfields ahead of us. So, I've talked about it before, but the cornfield up by the cow barn, that is for making chaff into silage. I think the cornfield over by the main farm, that is for making pig food. Is it just going to be pig food? Yeah, it should be just for pig food. And the two cornfields down here, that could be for making ethanol. I don't think I need it anywhere else. Right, so can I unload all of them? So I can only unload one at a time. I can't switch from one to the other? Or is it just going to unload all of them because they're all soybean? Okay, is the trigger confused here because I got soybean left in here? So do I have to back up, get out of the trigger, and then pull forward again? Oh wait, never mind. Tip front? No, tip side middle. There we go. Tip sides. Something I rarely ever do. Is it unloading? Yeah, it is unloading. This is something I never do, get a dual trailer like this with multiple bays. Alright, now tip side back. So I probably could have unloaded them all at the same time if I did the tip side stuff. Alright, let me come into our production buildings here. And by the way, I realized afterwards that my production buildings now are listed in alphabetical order. So that makes it a lot easier, but I'm not really sure what is this. I'm not sure what this is called. Is it fuel production? No, it's called ethanol and diesel plant. Okay, so soybeans. So 200 liters of soybeans make 50 liters of diesel. So every 1,000 liters is going to make 250 liters of diesel. So do some math if you want. Yeah, we'll bring the corn up for ethanol. Soybean meal helps us make. Let's see, food production is going to be... Is this called food production? Like I said, it's great stuff, alphabetical order, but if you don't remember the name of the building that you're looking for... yeah. It's called modern animal food. Alright, so pig food requires soybean. We got oats in there, right? Yeah, we got oats. And corn. So we need corn for that. And the cows just need... the corn meal, hay, silage, and straw. And I know we got potatoes in there. I can take the potatoes out for other things. But yeah, we'll get to processing some animal food so I can sell the other TMR mixer that we currently have going. Give us some room up there. Because I may put down the shed there because I got a lot of trailers. More than I thought I would ever have. But we got plenty of trailers. So I need another shed be put down somewhere. And I think right where that TMR building is, be a good place for it. Anywho, the sugar beet is going through the BGA, bring us some cash in every hour. I'm going to try to finish up the soybean harvest and I think we'll finish up the sunflower harvest ourselves beginning of next episode. Then we'll get to cutting the grass, because the grass should be ready as well. It should be at full harvest stage. So I'm going to be curious to see if we do get back up to the 300,000 liters of grass that we should get out that field. And I was going around to the sunflower field, but technically I need to go to the soybean field, which is right over here. So yeah, we'll be cutting that with the mowers, probably in a... Well, I was going to say the McCormick, but whatever tractor I feel like grabbing. And then we'll start doing the corn chaff harvest. And we're all waiting to see how much corn chaff we're going to get off that one field. Hopefully it's a lot. First, I just want to say 500,000. So hopefully I'm undershooting that. But hopefully it's almost near double that. That's what I'm hoping for. Alright, I'm going to empty out Frank Jr. here. And then I'm going to go back to harvesting some sunflowers myself, get some of that done, because it's a big field. But like I said, we'll finish that up at the beginning of next episode, because going around the beehives should be rather interesting. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in No Man's Land. But until then, have a good one.